Hi everyone. This video is going to be a collection of photographs, some very old and some very new. But they're all about San Clemente. And as much as I would love to tell you I lived there for years and years and I grew up on the beaches, it's really not the case. I only wish it was. This is a photograph of the house that we lived in San Clemente. We love that house, kind of mid-century modern architecture. There was nobody that lived across the street from us. It was just a bank that went up the hills to an apartment complex. And then behind us, we lived on a golf course that we used to play for free. We would just take our clubs, walk down the embankment, drop our ball, and start hitting. It was a blast, to say the least. But here is a picture from the backyard overlooking the golf course. And then the hills in the background, you can see there are no homes, just rolling hills, somebody on a golf cart. This is my grandfather, his pal, and me getting set to go play a couple of holes of golf, probably during Thanksgiving sometime. Again, across the golf course up the hills, you can see the tractors starting to grade the hills for new construction. So I came across some pictures of me as a lad. Love that hair, wish I could have that hair now. Oh my goodness. Nice suit. This is my senior portrait. This is me running cross country for San Clemente. I have my California Angels ball cap and my racing outfit. This is me again for track season. Again, our track outfit, so to speak, and then my Nikes. These are my best buds. The guy in the beanie is Terry Huddleston. In the middle is Jim Lorden. I'm on the right. Jim has since passed away, and I miss that man. I really do. This is me on my 18th birthday. I got a watch. And I'm sure some other stuff, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Now, somewhere I put this one in. Obviously, it's not an old picture, but we've since been down to this area of San Clemente. Somewhere in here was my first apartment, though it looks much different today than it did then. And I really couldn't tell you exactly where. I have no idea. Now we're going to kind of roll into some more recent times. My wife and I go down to San Clemente 2 or 3 times a year, and we just love it. Here is where my first job was. Terry, the man that we just saw in the beanie, his uncle owned a car lot and an auto dealership. I'm sorry, a gas station and a car dealership. And we would work there. At the end of our shift, we would pay ourselves out of the drawer, and we would, more times than not, we would head to Dana Point Harbor and hang out there. The next one is my actual first paying job. It's at Tommy's restaurant. I worked there, one night and said, nah. But here, I'll let the actual sound take over. Well, I just showed you my first unofficial job. It was more like an ATM machine, literally before there was ATM machines, but this was technically my first job. Tommy's restaurant. The same guy that I was telling you about that his family owned the gas station and the car lot, he got me this job here. It was a job working in the kitchen washing dishes. I spent exactly one night there and said, this is not for me. So it's kind of what we do is my wife and I, we drive around, take pictures from the seat of our car, but occasionally
we will actually get out and walk some areas. So here we are on El Camino Real, down to the intersection of El Camino and Avenida Pico, and apparently we must turn right, gone up and over Pico toward Rainbow Sandals. We love Rainbow Sandals. Been around since 1974. Rainbow Sandals. And apparently we were there in October. Little Jack Skeleton up on the clock tower there. This is the Miramar Theater. I saw a couple of silly concerts there. A band called the Theme Tots, Lord knows what happened to them, and the Plimsolls as well, and they went on to have a little bit of fame. But again, good shows. Sorry to see it being renovated and turned into something else. Sonny's Pizza, really great pizza. We stopped in there. Apparently Pedro's Tacos is a place where surfer folks like to hang out. We went to see what all the fuss was about, and frankly, there's no reason to go. I threw this one in because the next video I'm going to do is more along the San Clemente beaches, kind of a primer to that. And then this sign, every building should have a San Clemente room. And as always, we're so grateful that you took your time to watch this video.